Alright, so here, there's like a paranoia coming in. So as soon as you see that, you know your Reyna's defenseless. So your options are leave her to die or try to protect her and fight. So by taking out your second shock, essentially you're leaving her to die because the shock isn't going to do enough to kill all the people that are swinging her. Theoretically, you could swing. Like it's not great because there's probably a ton of people here, but it's possible. But at this point, like once you shoot that shock, like you should just rotate out. There's no way you win this fight. Alternatively, you could also taunt a scanning dart. I'm actually not sure if you're nearsighted. I think you can still see scans when you're nearsighted, but not 100% sure.
Shock dart.
So looking at this game state right now, if you do fall back, I feel like you will get overrun. So I don't think this is the worst idea here, trying to get one. So rather than playing in the smoke, something you can do is you can play over here. So this is an interesting spot because it only works if it's smoked. Because like no one ever plays there because there's no cover. The people often forget to check places that usually have no cover. That's part of the risk of playing a one and done angle. Alternatively, you can play my favorite spot, which is like on the lip of the lane here. And that way you can like jiggle and unjiggle pretty safely. On this thing. This is probably my favorite spot.
Cat, I think.
A black cat.
There's just like a little bit laziness, but here on this cross, you could just be shot from min. If they have a lurker or something.
Tree. Up tree. Don't be.
Same thing, like just like crossing like here as well. It's like places like this are just dangerous in general.
Inside already.
Alright, so the reason this is a bad dart is because your team's not ready to retake. So when you shoot the dart, like your team has to go with it, otherwise it's just wasted.
Found them.
So like if you're like, I think at this point, this would have been a great time to toss the dart and then run out and join the team. Because now that your team is ready to fight here.
Shock dart.
Spike planted.
All three there.
Oh.
In our favor.
Or the gamble stack.
Yes, sir.
They're
Right
here.
here.
Yo.
On target.
So that's my favorite spot. So here, as soon as you drop, you start shift walking. So I have a concept called like, I guess it's like stealth mode. Like once you fired and dropped, you've already broken stealth, so they know you have to be here. You might as well take the first few steps to run and make some more distance before you start shift walking. Because it's pretty hard to tell direction from footsteps, surprisingly. So like you can actually just run a few steps and they'll know you ran somewhere fast, but they don't know what direction you went. But you start running here, now they know exactly where you are. So if you're here just like a little bit sooner, like if you swung right here, you could have traded the clove. If you got lucky that they're all just reloading in the open other than this omen, but can't rely on it.
Last player standing.
I can't believe that almost worked. I actually think it might actually be the right play. And like, you actually might want to be... Like, left clicks are the right way to go here. It's pretty funny.
What?
I actually almost had him. One more left click, you'd be dead.
Get out of my way. Lost in a smoke.
Taken out.
Chill.
Standing
Good
ahead.
dart. Nice job.
Down. My ult is shock dart.
Close.
I can't tell if he canceled or not.
Pushed up, CT.
Right here.
Spike down B.
Out of charges. Deploying drone.
Pretty sure you're dead.
Out of
Because you
charge.
kept on hearing footsteps from this side, but I don't think it was Vice. I'm pretty sure it was Omen the whole time.
Right here.
Like you heard that step, it sounds much closer, like over here, rather than that
Down
far.
B.
Out of charges. Deploying drone.
So like looking left is kind of odd because this whole side was pretty safe before, whereas we know Vice is here and we know that there was basically there were steps on this side. So I would have checked the side first, and then you hear the steps too close. Has to be in your smoke.
Lock in a smoke.
If you're gonna drone, you should probably do it from outside this smoke.
Right here.
Spike down.
That way, instead of having one barrier between you and the enemy, you have two barriers if you're on the other side.
Out of
Looks like some of your team is forcing. Oh, you need to coordinate with your team whether you're forcing or saving.
Careful, cat.
revealing area. Oi! After hunter!
One enemy remaining. Spike down A. Team Ace.
We all did our part.
I'm actually surprised that you hit with that first one. Like, he's so far away. You hit him like at the very end of it.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A. Team
Also, there's this thing that Sova players do, like on this last shot, where like they start the shot here and then they pull it left. So like to the enemy, it might seem like, oh, it's nowhere near me, but then it like starts tracking them.
A.
So they start trying to run away from it.
Team
Shock dart.
See.
Have one of these.
Revealing area.
One of these.
Revealing
So I
area.
think the start's fine. So like, but I would be ready to shoot. So like, if the enemies do come in and they get scanned by it, you want to be ready to spray them down through this wall. But you have all these boxes in the way if you actually scanned them like here.
Reloading.
Jet set.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Spikes here.
After that shot, I would try to reposition.
One
So you got this kill, you know she's reloading. At this point, I would probably drop and then try to reposition like to this side or something.
enemy remaining.
Spikes here. Right here.
So I don't like the start.
Found them.
Okay, so you heard like 3 sets of footsteps, and now you scan them, and there's like 3 of them there. Whereas if you had waited and you darted something like this or something like that, right when they're executing, then your teammates can shoot them through the smokes and get free kills.
Are they out?
Not yet, not.
Basically, you just use the dart to confirm info that you already had.
Right here.
Like, you don't get any points for hitting people with your scan. This is... So if you droned here, it'd be the same thing as last time. Like, if there's a lurker in here, he just steps out and kills you. I wouldn't turn your back on this either. I could still step through and kill you.
Go on, cat. Cat.
I also wouldn't turn away from here. So this is just a bad habit of people that turn away when you're still out in the open. It's the same thing as like opening your minimap when you're in the open, or like taking, I mean, you are taking your knife out, or like taking out util in the open. It's unlikely to be punished, but eventually you'll get punished.
Spike
more, mate.
planted.
To Broza.
Last player standing.
It's fine.
Right here.
Oh, man.
3 tiles, 4. I don't know.
I would not just peek main like this.
Bro, she's lying, bro. Don't listen to her. Just,
Scanning ahead.
planning B, planning B. What?
Pink cat. On tree.
Heck was that call? Planning B?
Enemy spotted A. Reloading.
Neutralized.
So I feel like the angle you're playing is kind of odd. you're like open to this side, and you're open to this side, and you're open to this side. Usually you want to try to isolate the fights. So for instance, if you tuck more to the left, you can fight just this side. Or if you tuck all the way on the right side, you can fight just like the main angle or something. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you can use dice as cover from main and use this as cover from your right side and just fight this angle. But it doesn't really make sense to fight all three at the same time.
Neutralized.
Leave it. Good.
One enemy.
Do you guys push up this? Or do you guys...
A good way to stop the omen rush.
Is it... Do you guys push up this? Or do you guys...
So I think most people spray like above the tail here. I'm not sure that you're actually able to hit him because this might be going off map. You get an assist though, so I guess you did hit. It's at least some of them. It's a good time to actually finish your reload. Trying to decide if you're scoping too fast. The Odin takes forever to scope in. And you can't fire while it's scoping either.
Get out of my way!
Okay. A lot mid.
So it looks like you're used to people just 5 rushing sites,
What's your
not
call?
really used to defaulting. Because if you rotate out this fast, they can just walk onto site with everyone. Or not everyone, with like 2-3 people. I would be careful reloading in the open like this. If he hears the reload sound, he could just peek out.
Wait, market. Wait,
Up B.
Clove? Wait, Clove, how'd you last see market? Where do you go to?
Did you go mark through main? Rotating. Through main. Rotating.
Is it a dangerous time to put away your gun? You know they have full sight control.
Reloading.
Scanning ahead.
80.
Take flight.
You guys don't need to fight. They're both
Here.
there.
Out of charges.
Enemy spotted B.
Out of charges.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Up.
Destroyed.
Up.
Destroyed.
Should be ready to trade this guy. But as soon as the smoke goes down, this guy's going to be exposed. So there's a couple things you can do. You could be fighting this guy if there's a guy here. You could be breaking this vice trap, or you could be swinging right here to trade this chamber.
One enemy remaining.
That's not outside.
So you just saw this Omen Paranoia. So you know he's on site. You know your chamber is blind. And yet you're still swinging out and giving him a 1v1. And you're holding W key here. But I guess it works out. Luckily Jet was
Last
swinging as
round.
well.
Shock dart. Revealing area.
Oh, I don't like this. Bounce dart. Why not just toss it up?
There they are.
Or,
We got res, but still nice.
Yeah.
two.
Why is it here? Okay.
Could be OB.
Careful there.
So as usual, not good to be running with your knife out with your mini-map or tab open. Especially since you're in the lead. If you're in the lead, you should be out wide to protect the people behind you so they can knife run. So if you're out wide, you're going to see them on the angle first.
Get that bitch.
Attackers there.
Careful here.
Reloading.
Scanning ahead.
Reloading. Blocking smoke.
Holy fuck.
Spike down B.
I have the spike.
Reloading.
Rotate again, rotate again.
Good call.
Chamber takes. Oh, wait, chamber.
Have this.
I'm trying to decide what you should be watching. You should definitely be watching this, at least when you first exit. I guess this is fine. But you shouldn't stop behind your Reyna. If you notice your Reyna's blocking you, I would just keep running and then keep
Spike.
taking shots while strafing. Careful not to block your teammates. So let's say there was a guy here. Like, the chances of you winning this fight are practically 0. Like, you're alone. Your Reyna's too far to trade. You have a classic, so you have to headshot him, I think, like 3 times at this range. So this is just like a pretty doomed peak, and you're committing to it. Like, most of the time, if you just want to jiggle for information, you can jiggle, but like, you're stepping out.
Careful up B.
I have
Like, it looks like you don't have any intention of retreating.
55.
So on attack, you always have numbers advantage. Like here on this cat fight, you could have had 3 people, or when you swung A main, you could have had 3 people. Doesn't really cost your team anything because you don't have to, like, the map control on your side of the map isn't very valuable. I know Jet did like take a lot of space one time, but it's pretty rare.
Last player.
So see the sheriff. You hear the Jet here kill your chamber, but you turn away and look at the sheriff. So you should never look at the gun on the ground. You already know where it is. You should just be holding this arch, and when you run over it, you can hit G to swap if you're safe enough to. It's almost never worth it to look down at the gun.
To reposition.
You didn't shoot? Like at this point, you should like be ready to shoot and break that for your team.
Reloading.
Reloading. Reloading.
You dart.
Revealing area.
Trust.
Deploying drone.
So you used your dart and your drone, but none of your teammates were ready to go in. So basically, it's like not using them at all.
Shock dart.
But here, if the dart had just gone off right now, like this would have been a really useful time to dart and drone. Or dart and then just run in with your gun.
Reloading.
Look, your team manages to take the site, but
We'll mark it.
Sova util is most valuable when someone can actually kill someone off of the info.
Scanning ahead.
Get over here.
So for instance, like once again, that dart might have just been a hair too soon. Like you didn't even know if your teammates are going in or not.
Oh my.
Both sides.
Scanning ahead.
Get over here.
So if your teammates were about to come in, then that would be the moment that if they choose to break the dart, it's almost like a flash. They have to turn away to break it, and your teammates can break in at the same time. But since you tossed it early, they could break it, and now they're fully ready to play a crossfire here. At this point, their whole team should have A site. And you left Spike behind, so if Reyna dies, it's over. So it looks like you're just like running back and forth between these groups of people because you don't seem to know what you're trying to do. I would take Spike here for sure, since you're like the most safe out of all your teammates. And here you've fallen really far behind the Clove. If you were closer, you would have been able to trade them more effectively. Instead, you're lucky the Omen swung out to fight you. And 2v3, you guys are outnumbered. I think you have to start doing something. You guys don't even have Spike.
Seconds left. Last player standing.
Yeah, because you waited so long, they
30
flanked out of B. Pretty sure Jet flanked out of B through your spawn. Okay. Alright, so once again, you're like solo pushing. So if you look at the minimap, you're like totally alone, no one can trade you. So if there's a guy here, you're not giving them a free 1v1 with gun disadvantage. Like, why do that when you could have 4 people instead? Notice you have 3 teammates that aren't doing anything, just like how you weren't doing anything at the end of last round. I don't know if you fully cleared that corner.
Caution here.
I mean, if you're here, you might as well trigger it.
Ice is wait. Can we bait ball?
It would have been safer with the Omen smoke.
Alright, rotate. Oh wait, never mind. Let's go in.
Enemy
Oh wait, no,
spotted
never
B.
mind. Let's say it again.
Reloading.
Get the fuck out of here.
My ult's ready.
Was mid.
Take flight.
Handled it.
Nice. Good drone.
30 seconds left.
Tree.
So on this cross, you sort of blindly trusted the Jet, like, tossing it, but there's like a huge gap here. You should be more careful on this cross.
Close it.
Last.
Go.
Close it.
So the Vice thing does recharge. So seeing this, I'd probably still break it real quick.
Last
Go down.
player standing.
Revealing area.
So if you're trying to fake A,
Revealing area.
I probably would have tried to get tagged by that. I don't know why your Jet... Oh, I guess your Jet has knives and is avoiding it. So if you're gonna swing this, you might as well have swung with 2 people.
Right here.
Like, it's not like your Jet or Chamber are really doing anything of use.
Wait, there's a wall here.
Just gotta coordinate that play. In general, when you want to take space, you should just take numbers with you. If you're just, if you're playing an advantageous angle, you don't need to have numbers.
There they are. I am the hunter. There they are. I am the hunter.
You don't really seem ready to ult.
Careful on this. One flank.
Reloading.
I also wonder if it'd be more valuable for you to be doing this like while your team is executing or something, rather than just trying to get a kill while in neutral. I feel like it's a lot harder to get the kill here. Whereas if your team is executing, this person would have to be like being shot at the same
One
time.
flank.
Reloading.
You'd also be getting information on where other people are.
Flash in.
Smoking that.
Dropping smokes.
Why are you standing so far away?
Smoking
So if you have your knife out, you might as well run to here. That way you can join them as soon as possible, rather than playing so far back.
Smokes.
Revealing area.
Dart.
Yeah, cat.
I'm blind.
I've been one.
Last player
Yo,
standing.
I've been
I'm blind.
So because of your dart, I probably would have kept my gun out.
Cat.
I'm blind.
You might have been able to kill this guy, maybe even the Omen too, before it finished jamming.
I've been
Nice try. We got. No peeking. Reloading.
So don't pull out utility when you're in the open. My first thought here is if you just ran, if you like kept your gun out and crossed until you got to here, you can, from here you can toss a dart up here or something like that to scan this. But there's no reason to put your gun away out in the open like this.
You wanna go with the cat? You wanna go with the cat?
I have the spike.
No peeking.
I'm gonna play this.
Slow walk.
Here.
I wouldn't line up with your clove like this. If your clove's on the left side, I would play right side.
Yeah.
Cute.
I would have kept watching that gap in the smoke.
Yeah.
There could very well be a person here. I wouldn't look away while you're still in the open.
Q dart.
Good.
Revealing area.
You see
No
him.
chance.
Trade.
Revealing area.
You see
No
him.
chance.
Nice.
Yeah, killing 3, that should be all of them unless they've stacked the site. But even still,
Revealing area.
You see.
this is such a dangerous angle here on this left side that I wouldn't really risk not looking at it. Like this area over here is so scary that usually I play like closer to this side, I turn left to cross here without revealing myself to sight. And then only after I cross this doorway do I turn back.
Nice.
It's such a dangerous cross. In a 4v2, it's actually probably better not to close this door because you could have doubled up with your Reyna.
Spike planted.
At this point, now you have advantage. You want to be looking at how you can double
One
up
enemy
rather than
remaining.
splitting up.
I think we just walk in. We don't have to make noise. Oh shit.
Scanning ahead.
Really need to count off.
Deploying drone.
Dropping smokes.
Deploying drone.
So this guy wanted you guys to walk up, but as soon as you shoot that dart, they know you're here now.
Deploying drone.
Dropping smokes.
That's why they burn everything. They realize it's an execute.
One with TP to A probably.
Where the TP was.
Dropping a smoke. Still in sight.
Honestly, they probably need you to push with them. Like there happens to have been no one else there, but it would have been a good time to be with them in case there was.
Pew pew.
I would think it's pretty likely someone
Alright,
flanks you
no,
right here.
I'm tweaking.
Like when you pull out util, I would be tucking more left side here, so that way when someone's flanking, it buys you an extra like 3 to 5 seconds for them to have to walk around to find you. If you really need to. I wouldn't be walking further and further into the
I'm
open.
tweaking.
So if I were you, I'd be playing like here, and I'd just be watching flank. Like there's no reason for you to peek those aggressive angles. Like your teammates are going to fight and you can swing off of them. I also would not stand in the open like this for this
Scanning
long.
ahead.
Enemy spotted mid. Reloading.
Shock dart.
If you're in that teleport, I'd be very wary of switch. I'm also very wary of right here. Luckily
Save
it's
up.
not there. Similar to before, like this guy's doing what you were doing before of solo peeking. Like why not swing with 2 people?
Revealing area.
That's too early. You guys aren't ready to take sight.
My ult is ready.
Dropping smokes. Still tight.
flight. Right here.
Reloading.
So here you could also play to shoot people through the smoke with bullets or not. I'd probably save this for post plant.
Have the hunter.
Last player standing.
Back like I
Shock
never
dart.
left.
Last player
Swing.
standing.
Your teammate did need you.
My ult is ready.
Dropping smokes. Still tight.
Try to see if there's anything else you could have done to really help here.
Right here.
As we should have known with Omen still up, that main would be perma-smoked, so it's theoretically possible that you can play here. I think it's better for you to play far away because of your ulti.
Reloading.
I think it's unlikely that your whole team dies that quick. You could also even like late wrap here, just because your ult has such long range that even if you run out of time, you can still ult the spike. But I think a late wrap here is going to be a lot more effective since main's going to be perma-smoked.
Go.
Can you dart bottom for me?
Scanning ahead.
Get out of my way!
It's interesting because you guys gave up a main here.
Careful.
Deploying
Prime.
drone. Enemy tag right here.
Good job, good scan. See if you're wary of this left side. Alright, you like sorta checked it. You like sorta cleared left and right
Plant
here.
the spike.
But as entry, like you need to clear all the angles very carefully.
Plant the spike.
Yeah, I would not knife out there.
Plant the
So here, a simple pathing is to pad this way, and then clear this, and then clear health,
spike.
and then dice.
Second hand in back.
Alright, I'll write up the notes. Catch you next time.